Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is Lady Nyca. Hold on. Okay. I'll be trying to drown out some of the... Oh, no bitch, you can't start off the newscast with this kind of shit going on. Get it together, girl. Get it together. Whew. Okay. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I am Lady Nyca, and y'all already know what time it is. It's trending topics and things you want me to talk about, or to just hear my opinion on it, child. Every time I get on this camera, I have to do a whole bunch of damn adjustments. Y'all, I'm sorry about that, but we're going to do better in next year. Anyway, y'all, we got quite a few things that y'all sent me and wanted me to discuss, and so in keeping with my word, I'm here for y'all. So let's do this. Again, Miss B, you see, I every time I got it going, girl. You know I love that. That scent, y'all. It's called Calypso Sun. It's really nice. It's by Slaken and Company, but it gives a really nice scent, and so I do this. This is what I do. Anyway, y'all, first thing I want to talk about is it's going to be a little heavy at first, and then I'm going to try to lighten it up. Then I might drop y'all ass again with some heavy stuff, but I done pretty much prayed about this video before I made it, and I'm confident that I can get through it and stuff, and I have a breakdown like I almost did at the end of my story time with Lady Nyca. I apologize, y'all. It's still kind of hard for me, even 10 years later, to talk about lives lost and the tragedy that was Hurricane Katrina. Looking back on that, guys, it's very hard to talk about it, you know. The days preceding and the days after, you know, before. But I am going to talk about it for a few minutes because this is a part of my growth process too. And it's not going to be nothing big or profound. It's just how I felt about the situation. Oftentimes I've heard, you know, as this story, when it first happened, it was a lot of people that have asked the question and still ask the question today, why didn't the people just simply leave? Okay. The reason why people didn't leave were for a number of reasons. One of them being they didn't have the financial wherewithal to be able to do so. Everybody can't just jump up at the top, especially if you think about the areas affected the most, it's predominantly lower income people. Okay, so when you get an alert that if you were to ask today and you already making minimum wage, barely surviving, would you get up and just leave? Would it be that easy for you and the family to pack up y'all truck and move to Beverly? People stayed because some people just couldn't afford to leave and didn't know how to leave. There were people, old people, who didn't have families to come and pick them up and get them to safety. It was a lot of people that just simply couldn't leave. Then it was certain people out here who, New Orleans always, back in that time, always had some alert around hurricane season. It was always, you know, run to the store, stock your shelves, board your windows up, things of that nature. And many times people have done that, wasted money now, because you be buying a lot of stuff to be able to survive within your home. It ain't never really been like it was before, a couple times, but we're gonna talk about it. During that time, back then in 2005 and the years before, because of where New Orleans sits, and every hurricane season, it was always a storm or something that they were predicting to come through. Now, most times you're not asked to evacuate the city, but what you do get is a lot of, let's go to the store, swipe the shelves, make sure you got plenty of water, batteries, flashlights, things of that nature, to be able to withstand living inside of your home without water and possibly power for days on end. Well, in this situation, some people kind of thought it was just another one of those type of things, because when you do that, when you getting 6 and 7 of them in a season, which a season would last about 3.5 to 4 months, do you know how people started to be side-eyeing the government, side-eyeing the forecasters that were saying this stuff? Because when you run out there and you spend all that money on all those things to make you be able to stay inside of your home and survive efficiently, you do that shit for long enough, and time again, it may be a small storm where the power don't even go off no more, maybe 2 hours, or you might have minimal flooding. The time that Katrina came, when it was first forecasted, and there may be some people watching me that can verify what I'm saying, because I was sitting there. When this forecast came, it came like a week before, and it was like, at the time, they was just talking about it like it was a regular storm, It wasn't no major thing that was expected to happen like it did. It was just like as if they were just saying we were going to have, brace ourselves for another hurricane. Nothing too major. Nobody got to evacuate the city. Nobody needs to do anything. Just prepare yourself. The normal emergency steps or guidelines that we had in place were the ones that were being taught. It was only within the few days prior to the storm hitting New Orleans and the levees broke. It was only in them time, a few days before that, before it started being predicted that this storm was going to really be serious and it was going to be ugly and that people needed to get out. Okay, you may say, well, 2 or 3 days is a lot of time to get folks out. What about the people in the nursing homes? What about the people in the hospitals? What about the people in the mental institutions? What about the people in the prisons? By the time we realized what was really going to happen, for some it was too late already. Some people could not leave, despite their, desire to do so. Some people took it as, we not finna move, we just gonna board our house up and we gonna brace, through it, thinking that it was gonna be okay, because they didn't understand the severity of what we were being told in the days prior to. I myself, I had just opened my business down there. I employed a whole lot of people from the Ninth Ward, because I told y'all part of my growing up was down in that area. I fluctuated most of my life between New Orleans and Shreveport, and that's probably why I don't have as deep an accent as some. I don't know. Then I got all kinds of stuff mixed in me, child, ain't no telling. But people didn't know how serious it was gonna be. That's why they didn't go. Either they couldn't afford to move at that time, they didn't have an adequate amount of time to try to prepare themselves to leave, or they believed it to be a hoax. Now, I ain't gonna lie and say that the news people always lied to us. I mean, most of the times that they said it was gonna get kind of bad, it would, but no one ever gave us an idea that it was going to be what it was. And then, after it happened, after everything that we done been through, you know what I'm saying, to have to sit for days and days and days and wait on our government to help, It was like, I didn't understand it, because when that earthquake happened in Haiti, America jumped to go help. Let something happen in any other part of the world, and this country that we pay taxes in, and we pledge, it's a net in here, everybody. It's a net in here, so if y'all see me fly, I'm going to try to kill the bitch, because I ain't going to be able to do it. But, what I'm trying to tell y'all, after it happened, to have to sit and wait that long for some help was ridiculous. This country always jumping to protect someone else's civil liberties and try to push their democratic way of thinking or their democracy on someone else, even in countries that believe in dictatorship opposed to democracy. We jump and do everything for everybody, but at the critical time when this country should have been thinking of our own, we weren't. The government wasn't there. You know, you got people on top of houses writing out the word help, so hoping that someone in, the Coast Guard or the, one of the military installations that were in there, hoping somebody would just help. And for days on top of days, nothing happened. And the sickening part about it is they tell you of all the people that died because they couldn't swim or polluted water and all of that stuff. They tell y'all all about that, but they don't tell y'all about the people who almost starved to death sitting on those rooftops, the people that died from dehydration because what they gonna drink, that muddy ass alligator, snake, bacteria, mold, and everything else infested water. They don't tell you about the countless elderly people that were lost. Only one story that I saw on the Spike Lee documentary was told. Y'all, that wasn't the only nursing home that people died in. People died in a whole lot of places that was never depicted on TV. And to know that, for one, the government allowed that to happen. Yes, there would have been casualties of Katrina, but it did not have to be the number of people who lost their lives because our government failed us at that time. People lost the ones that didn't lose their home, their lives. You basically got people been in business or been in their homes 50, 60 years that they lost everything in the blink of an eye. People who had spent their whole lives in the city of New Orleans had to be moved. And sometimes you got separated from your family. I was in Atlanta, Georgia. The only time I've been in the Georgia Peach State. That's the only time. My kids was in Texas. Took us 5 months to get back together. My husband and kids was in Texas. I was in Georgia. That ain't just my story. That story's for I would say every 2 out of 5 people, that was their story. They were separated. That's why you used to have to go to those Red Cross shelters. They would keep up a bulletin, or they would, like if they tried to do it at Superdome for a little while, they would have a bulletin of people names and where they were, as they were able to get that information and be able to put it out so folks could find their families. You got people who never went back because they had nothing to go back to. They had to wait on the FEMA people to help with financial assistance. You displaced, and then you try to make sense out of it all, only to turn your local TV on in a country you already feel that failed you, and to be heard, to hear that they calling you refugees. The fuck? How the hell am I a refugee on my own land? I don't understand. And I feel like the same amount of people that get, all that stuff that CNN and all these other newspaper, places, y'all gotta excuse me, this is I promise you, I'm gonna make it through this. Okay, I'm stumbling on my words because this is just a lot for me. But in order for me to go into my next subject, I lead by example. So I'm going to push myself through this. And this probably going to be a long video. I'm going to tell y'all right now because I got a lot to talk about. But I got to talk about this. This is a part of the healing process. What upsets me so much about all of this was that when 9/11 come every single year, it's so much coverage done about that event. I'm not saying it wasn't a national tragedy, but so was Hurricane Katrina. And it deserves the same amount of coverage because just like in both situations, lives were forever changed, lives were lost. But we get a 1 hour Anderson Cooper, thank God for him. And I ain't never thought I'd say that, but thank God for him. At least he cared. Think he down that way somewhere. I don't know. But you give the people of New Orleans in the aftermath of Katrina 50, maybe 40 some minutes, because they wasn't no straight through. It was a commercial now. So you give them people, thousands of people who lost their lives, and their lives, their businesses, their homes. That's all the amount of time that you felt that they were worth. Become 9/11. We gonna probably have to watch that all day on the news. Different places commemorating the 9/11. But you do a Katrina 10 special, and it's less than an hour of information that y'all already knew. They didn't tell y'all nothing that wasn't already broadcast before, other than maybe how the city is trying to rebuild. They're not telling you that only certain parts is being rebuilt. They're not telling you that the crime rate is now going back up to where it was at one time when we were called the murder capital of the U.S. They're not telling you that, because people out here desperate still never could get their lives back together again. You got families who removed, who relocated and built their lives up again, in a whole different city. Their kids can't grow up with their heritage being all around them like you had the opportunity to do. There are certain things, certain monuments, certain memories that can never be replaced, and it may not seem like it's much to the people who don't live there, but New Orleans got a real strong spirit. Check our history, honey. Check our history. So that's where the anger comes in. I didn't feel like they respected it. It felt like a slap in the face again. It felt like, you failed me once and then you're going to fail me again. I mean, you already left us out there for I don't know how many days with no food, no water, praying to God the roof don't cave in that you on top of. Only to 10 years later, still not tell the truth of what really happened in the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina. And with that, I'll move on. That's how I feel about that. For those of you who have hit me up and wanted to know how I felt about it, on my story time, it got me. This time, I'm a conqueror through Jesus Christ, and I made it through that, just like I made it through talking about it 10 years later. Now, we're going to move on to another subject that somewhat relates to what I just spoke about, and that's tragedy and how to cope with excessive loss. Everybody got grief, and it manifests itself in your life in different ways. Some people, they just can't get past it, and folks tell them time and time again. Hell, they may even tell themselves, I need to get past it. That's not a good coping skill. First of all, everybody handle grief differently, and there's no set said time that you should get over feeling the loss of a loved one or whatever it is that you're grieving over. I look at it like this. This is how I deal with grief. I deal with grief, and first of all, I face it. I just did. I have never talked about Hurricane Katrina other than maybe where it's cemented. She is the only person that I ever had a full conversation with about Hurricane Katrina, and I cried most of the conversation. So, by me talking about it today, lets me know that I will never forget. I can never forget it. But I'm taking back the Madronica that's been angry and can't let go I release that anger and take back my power from that situation, because I did survive. I did rebuild, and I'm here now, cracked but never broken by the circumstances that was my life. That's what you have to do. Take back. I feel good because I took back a part. And even as I'm doing this video, y'all, right now, this is real time shit, I'm feeling more empowered because I didn't just have a private conversation. I'm talking to whoever in YouTube land that may click on this video. A part of Madronica returned today because I made it through that and not one tear was shed. I have given that situation enough of me. I've given it enough power over my life. And today I take back my life. And that is what you have to do when you're going through any type of grief and loss. You have to face that feeling. Express it in a creative way. Be it writing, vlogging, hey, writing a song, whatever. Find a creative way to express how you feel about a tragedy that has occurred in your life, and be all right with it. Be all right with it when you have to do that. You know, you have to take care of your physical health. I've been letting Katrina and knowing this shit was coming up fuck with me. That's another reason why I never told y'all on camera that this was like a nightmare to me every single day. And every year as it drew closer to that August day, I would feel myself getting sicker and sicker. This time, I would not do it. And that's why y'all been getting videos all week. Because I'm tired of being sick behind a situation that I can't change. I'm tired of letting this take the best of me. I know I already got no stress in my life. I already know excessive stress will trigger my lupus into a flare-up and then I'm down. I don't want to give it that. Now, I'm not saying I ain't going to have no more flare-ups in life, but it won't be because of Hurricane Katrina and the lingering anger and hurt that I felt about it. I have said it. I was wrong. And it took me a long time to get past that. Not just me, I'm talking about me personally when I'm talking about on this video, but I'm talking about everybody that was affected. They did us wrong. Now, we got one or two choices. We can let it consume us so we can keep it moving. I'm celebrating, if the Lord let me live, my birthday this year. Something I haven't done in almost 10 years. Because I be so fucked up in September after stress in August. I just don't want to. But this year, I appreciate the people that have sent me stuff and stuff like that there. But baby, I'm going to enjoy my birthday because I can. And because I'm alive. And because I'm a survivor. Don't let nobody tell you how to feel when you're grieving over a situation. Fine. Be okay. Don't even let you tell yourself that you're grieving too long. It's a process and everybody got their own way and own time that they'll come out of it. But I promise you, if you keep praying and keep moving and turn every one of your sad times into a sad memory into a happy memory, I promise you'll come out of it. Now, I don't know, to the person I'm talking to right now, I don't know your religious belief. I don't know. But what I do know is you got to believe that there's something more powerful in this world, controlling this world than yourself. Reach out to that. That's the first step in learning how to get past your grief. Face that feeling of hurt that you have. It's okay for you to be hurt. It's okay for you to miss the people that are gone in your life. But look, why would you want to make you sick or take away from whatever life God has left you here to have, worrying about somebody who is now in a better place? To be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. That's what I was raised to believe. Now, again, I don't know what you believe in. See, I'm a religious girl. Okay, so that's the reason why my religion mean a whole lot to me. Now, I'm not no Bible thumper, but I believe in the higher power. Oh yes, I believe in Jesus Christ. And I thank him every day because, child, I don't deserve half of what I got considering how I can be sometimes. I just not got to a stage in my late 30s that I could look at this in the mirror and say, girl, you know I like you. But it was a growth process to get here. You know what I'm saying? God didn't put you here and take your family members to hurt you. It was just their time. No matter how it happened, it was their time, because don't nothing happen that he don't allow to happen, okay? Even tragedies happen, and he allowed them to happen for a reason. We as human beings may not understand it, but we are not to question. We are to believe that what he said is true. And that's if you just believe in me, I'll help you through any situation that comes along. He said he'll never leave you nor forsake you, but be with you till the end. So if he done told me that, and he said I ain't even not gotta have a whole lot of faith, honey, just the size of a mustard seed, and he'll move mountains for you. If you don't believe me, baby, just watch me grow. Watch where I came from. I'm telling y'all a story in these videos, each and every one. Even when I'm talking about these reviews, I'm trying to tell y'all something. Please look. I know I'm funny. I know that, but inside of every one of my keys is a story, and it's a message. And look for that. Get your laugh on, of course. Yes, I want to entertain you. But I also want to touch your life in a way that you know that you ain't by yourself, because I done been through so much stuff that I ain't never even told y'all on this camera. I'm here to tell you today. I've been through some things, and look at me now. Shine bright like a diamond. And it's all because I kept it together. Because I ain't had to have nothing but just a little bit of faith, child. I could put a mustard seed in my hand right now and you couldn't even see it unless I turned it sideways. That's how much faith that you got to have. Don't lose your faith grieving over something that you had no control over. Get your ass up. Go celebrate your birthday. And start living. When that grief start to hitting on your ass and making you feel some kind of way, girl, ooh, let me tell you what you do. For every sad memory, there's got to be a happy memory. Don't wallow in that. If you got to get up and sing something that make you feel good, then that's what you do. If you got to reach out, which for me, I reach out and grab my Bible sometime and I get it. I get out of this mind frame. There is a way around everything and through everything. And all you got to do is believe that you can get to that spot. And God will take you through and bring you right on up out of there. I'm sorry for those of y'all who don't like, some of y'all told me y'all ain't Christians and stuff like that. Y'all not into the Bible. Well, fast forward to cut my ass off today, because I'm going to speak my truth. So this is what I know. This ain't what some goddamn body told me. See, God's so merciful, he can understand that I don't mean no harm when I say stuff like what I just said with my potty mouth ass, and I make no apologies for being this way, because only I know what I've been through. And I've come here today and many other videos to tell y'all about it, so that you know that you can A, get past it, B, you not alone, and C, I'm here, I hear you, I see you. That's what I'm up in here for. Fuck a subscriber, fuck a YouTube check, fuck all that stuff. Because if I depended on YouTube to take care of me, child, I wouldn't have no electric, gas, water, home, business, car, nothing. I wouldn't have shit, medication, none of that shit. Because YouTube do not do that for me. I'm here for a purpose, and child, the purpose is to help. You can get past grief. Grief will only consume you if you let it consume you. I just outlined what you got to do. And if you believe in me enough to ask me, well, how do you deal with this? Then believe in me that these words that are coming out of my mouth is being channeled from the higher power that says to you today, you can and you will come out of there if you believe. He told me, I'm a vessel, honey. I am just a vessel. When I get on one of these tangents like this right here, this is when that power is being, he channeling that into me to say these things to you. Because I ain't nothing I do scripted. I might make a couple notes, but sometimes you done seen I ain't looked down at them damn notes because I'm not there no more. I'm being channeled by God to put this word into whoever. Like, somebody being blessed. Somebody need to say amen today. Ooh, y'all, hold up. You can make it through. Just keep believing. Face that grief. Accept it for what it is. And find yourself an outlet. Stop dwelling on it. Stop not enjoying life. That's selfish of you. Do you know how many people that probably did wish they would have had the life that you got right now? And you sitting here wasting it, worried about people that's been long gone. They loved you long as they could, and they loving you now in the afterlife. Now, you either gonna keep living and keep moving in life or remain in a stalemate, and ain't never gonna be able to get past that. You're gonna die off this earth like that. And ain't nowhere in here I'm gonna wake up in a world full of opportunities every day, and I just let some shit that is out of my control consume me. Move forward. Okay, now let's move on because it's 31 minutes. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start moving real fast because y'all, I can only record up to an hour, then it's gonna shut off, and I don't feel like trying to merge shit today because I'm gonna just get this to y'all raw. Ain't finna be no editing in none of the videos today. I was gonna go in there and make it cute, but fuck that. Y'all I'm sending it to you. Okay. I was one of my little things had told me to click on this link and go on over there and look at this Funky Dineva website. And Funky Dineva over there talking about that there's a new reality show called Celebrity Mamas of Atlanta. Now, why do they continuously want to show black women in a negative light? Because y'all know that's what the hell this is going to be, right? No network has actually picked this up as of right now, according to Funky Dineva's site. But really, just be real. Who wants to see a reality show where they talking about celebrity moms? Most of the time, we barely can stomach the celebrity. We damn sure don't want to know what's going on behind the scenes at home with mama. I think that's fucking crazy. And then it's just another way to exploit black women. That's all that is. That's what I think about that. I think this was another exploitation of black women in a negative light. And I don't know why. Reality is happening in more than motherfucking Atlanta. Let me just put that out there too. Every time I turn around, they make you just not ever want to even step foot inside the state lines of Georgia, much less go to the city of Atlanta, because it's always some bullshit. That's my opinion of that. I don't think no network is gonna pick that bullshit up. I really don't. The creators of the show released a press statement saying that the network will be announced in a special release, but a promo and empowerment to a tour is going to start filming in October. Whatever, I will not be watching. Child is supposed to have the mothers of T.I., Tiny Harris, Candy Burris, Selena Johnson, Jay Holiday, Rashida from Love and Hip Hop, K Camp, it ain't nothing to cut that bitch off. Yeah, Cash Out, and Kiki, aka Cuckoo Wyatt, mothers. And it's supposed to show you what they supposed to be. It's supposed to show you their lives and the moves they make in their communities and their charity events and that they're involved in, and of course the personal lives and interactions with their famous celebrity kids. Girl, I ain't got time for this. This is some bullshit. And if anybody pick this up, if this come to fruition, don't ask me to review no shit like this, because I could care less. Did you hear the people I named? I barely care what they doing. I don't want to know what their parents are doing. I told you, another exploitation of black women, and I can't with that child shit, whatever. The next thing we're going to sit here and run it right quick about is a shooting occurred at Savannah State University Thursday night, and they left one of the students dead. 22-year-old Christopher Starks from the Atlanta area was a junior at the university. What they're saying is he basically got into an argument at the student union building with another, I'm assuming to be student. Well, the altercation got bigger and bigger, and next thing you know, the dude pulled out a gun and shot him. Okay? He was rushed to the hospital, but later succumbed to his injuries. But the university was immediately put on lockdown status only for an hour. And they said that since it happened that Thursday night, classes wouldn't resume until Friday, 10 a.m. But right now, they don't even know who did it. Last time I checked was about an hour ago to see if any updates so I could talk about it. They don't know who did this yet. My thing is, first of all, they around here carrying guns on the school campuses and shit now, for real, after Columbine and Sandy Hook and all that. You mean to tell me motherfuckers are still able to be on any type of school campus and carry a pistol? And then what the fuck could y'all be arguing about that makes you so mad you take somebody's life? I don't get it. Y'all, it's just getting worse and worse. If you don't believe what them old people say about we living in our last days, I don't know what the hell wrong with you. And you ain't even got to be religious to believe that shit. That's just real. Every day it gets worse. Every day is something else go on in this world that make you just doubt. What the fuck, Ooh, for those of you who are religious, baby, you better get right. Because if this thing turned out how us Christians believe it will, I want to be in that number. And with that being said, we got another sad story, y'all. Guy in Detroit did a John Q. Bryant Randolph is being held on a $500,000 bond because he robbed a credit union in South Lyons, Detroit, trying to get money to continue his daughter's chemotherapy. Child, my God. The insurance that the little girl was under through her mother's policy, apparently it was supposed to be amended when the child turned 1. It didn't really tell me in the story how old. Let me see. I don't think it told me how old the child was on here now. No, it don't say. It just says that her insurance policy was supposed to have been amended at age 1, for the child, but she didn't know about it, so she never did it. And apparently this child has some form of eye cancer, and the insurance company stopped paying for the monthly chemotherapy treatments that they needed in order to correct this situation or try to get the cancer cured or under control, whatever. So out of an act of desperation, this man goes into the credit union and he robs the place, trying to save his child. The mother says she don't really, she don't know why he did what did she say? At the end of the day, she just know that I don't want to say what she didn't say. Hold up. She said, okay, Action 7 News spoke to the girlfriend, the mother, and she said she not sure what he was thinking, but at the end of the day, the only thing she can think about is him trying to take care of his child. Okay, you don't know what he was thinking. That's what he was thinking. His back against the wall. He probably, most of us, especially, we're not born with a silver spoon in our mouths, and we don't know people that got it like that. Most of the time it be white people that are born into privilege and things of that nature, or they can come up with that money quick if it's necessary. But for us, sometimes the dynamic is different, and he probably didn't know where to turn to, so the only thing he could think of is I gotta save my child, and that's what he did. He went in there and robbed that place, because you could tell that clearly he snapped in the head trying to take care of his child, because he's still asking his lawyer. His lawyer said that he having a hard time understanding what he did was wrong, and he keep asking when will he get out, and the lawyer's having to tell him that he may not. See, bitch, you ain't even a good lawyer, because if he asking them questions, y'all, once again, mental illness, sometimes it comes on quick, sometimes it don't. But we ignore that in the black community. Now, that's a clear case, if you want to ask me, of fucking that man temporary insanity. He was so scared for the life of his child. This man walked in here and tried to steal money, not so he could live La Vida Loca and hang out with the homies in the hood and wear all the name brand Jordans and all that shit. This man was trying to steal to take care of his child. And I think he snapped, because if he don't even understand what happened, that lets me know that he didn't really understand at that time. He didn't understand what he was doing. And from what I read about temporary insanity, that's what the fuck it is. It's when you snap off and don't realize the actions, what actions you're doing and the consequences thereof. So hopefully, child, it'll be all right. Now, this next story about them reporters, that TV reporter Allison Parker and the cameraman, I think his name was oh Lord, I forgot. Adam Ward. They out here doing a normal day, interviewing this person. Disgruntled employee from 2 years ago finds out the locations of her interview, comes upon them and shoot all three of them. She dies. The cameraman dies. The lady that was being interviewed is in the hospital, but she survived. This man was crazy. Okay, they found him later on, and they did a high-speed chase with his ass and was able to catch up with him. And as they approached the car, he killed himself. His name is Vester Flanagan the second. Y'all, he premeditated this. He even went so far as to film him killing these people as it was happening. Wrote a 23-page manifesto to the ABC News people, who quickly turned it over to the authorities, talking about he was inspired by Dylan Roof. He's the guy that did the massacre of the people in the black church in South Carolina. He talking about people like that inspired him to do that, because he was tired of being racially discriminated upon. And let me see. What's this one do? Okay. In the 23-page manifesto, he said he was motivated to kill his former co-workers after the recent Charleston shootings, and he bought a gun June 19, 2 days after authorities say Dylan Roof killed the 9 people inside the black church. In a suicide note, he said he's seeking revenge for racial discrimination, sexual harassment, and workplace bullying he suffered as a black man, a gay black man, and I call bullshit on that. That child... You done been let go of several jobs because you got a problem. This is mental illness, y'all. This is mental illness at its finest. And it's just sad that he took the lives of 2 people, saying that girl, Allison Parker, had gone, she was racist, and said that the dude, Adam, had actually gone to HR on him before. This is mental illness. This is what I talk about all the time, how it goes undiagnosed in the black community. If you know that you're not really rolling on the right foot, please go out there and get you some help. And if y'all are around people who not quite right, I would rather be nosy and wrong than quiet and he roll up on me and kill my ass. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Everybody else gave that story a whole lot of time. I just mentioned it because it is a part of the current news stuff going on right now. But all I can say is rest in peace to the 2 people that lost their lives. I am so sorry to hear something like this happens. I hope that we can do better, y'all. We just got to do better. Now, in my little quick ones, Amber Rose and Blac Chyna are headed to MTV for a reality show. Do I give a fuck? No. I wish I had my boy Yarrell. If y'all didn't check out his Love and Hip Hop Part 1 reunion review, go check that out. Right about at the 5-minute mark, he gonna give you something you ain't gonna forget. That was wonderful. Okay, last thing I want to talk about before I roll up out of here is this Mimi. Now, Mimi on part 2 of the reunion, they did all. I got my review coming up next. But anyway, she acting like her and Jocelyn cool, right? You just did an interview later on, right after this was taped. Interview is released. Bitch, you up in here trying to talk about the woman again and basically say she took advantage of you. That girl say she ate your box all night and it was good, and you said yourself if she was good at what she doing. Now I don't understand why all of a sudden now you want to see. This is why I don't like Mimi fake ass. Mimi is the worst kind of bitch to me. Mimi get on my motherfucking nerve. Bitch, this what happened. Your stupid ass forgot rule number 2, mama told you, and you allowed another woman to come into the bedroom with you and your man, your baby daddy, Stevie J, and bitch, the hoe took your man. That's what the fuck happened. And don't try to act like she's some kind of old slut off the street ain't no good, because Mimi, you was marching on her carpet too. Ain't nowhere in here you finna tell me that you laid there for hours like she said and you just nothing, you didn't do anything. Girl, Mimi, fuck you. Y'all, I ain't got no more time. I gotta do my love and hip hop review. In the meantime, in between time, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.